You were tremendous at the source. I'll admit, I was rather worried about you, but... well, you made it through. And, dare I say, defined a generation of weavers in the process. You've made history and lived to tell the tale. Tremendous work.
All in a day's work.
So few words for such a momentous achievement.
I need to keep that ego under control, after all.
I don't think anyone could blame you for having an inflated ego after taking down the greatest foe imaginable all by yourself.
And yet, I must restrain myself. What a cruel world. So, what's next on our to-do list?
Getting back into the thick of it already. Let me check my notes. I have a line of research I'd like to pursue. Come find me when you're ready.
Sounds interesting.
I look forward to discussing it with you. It's been a remarkably difficult chapter for all of us. While there's still more to do, I think we can take a moment to congratulate ourselves on making it this far. Only then can we look forward. And after all, who knows what the future holds?
And after we congratulate ourselves, what then?
We get back to it, just like we always do.
Well said.
Uma mudança de perspectiva.
A pleasant morning to you. What's on your mind?
I've got something that I'm struggling to believe.
Then it must be something rather special.
It's about something the Herald said when I fought it in the source. It said that it was from elsewhere. A place we wouldn't be able to understand. And the Herald claimed to be older than the Surge. Much older.
That is a fascinating assertion. And we've received reports of it reappearing after you defeated it.
Right. I heard that too. I would have mentioned this earlier, but with all the action and me almost dying...
Say no more. I do, however, think that Oria and Darm need to hear about this too. Oria? Darm? Would you mind coming over here?
You're looking uncharacteristically serious, Lane.
I'm looking normal, I think. But you are correct.
Brynn?
The Herald claimed to have existed for a long time before the Surge. And it said that at the heart of the source, there's a breach between worlds. That's where the Surgeborn came from.
I don't know how we'll tell everyone about this. Will they panic? Will they even believe us? Should we tell them at all?
Hold on, Lane. You're jumping to conclusions. It's possible that the Surgeborn was lying.
It's true. Even though it never technically lied to Brynn, it certainly enjoyed its little mind games.
I really don't think that's the case. It wanted Brynn to join it, and this would explain so much about the origin of the Surgeborn.
I believe the solution to our worries is, as always, more research. Brynn, since we've received reports of the Herald reappearing, would you mind hunting it down for us again? Specifically, to know for sure whether it is as otherworldly as it claimed to be, I will need you to harvest its pattern, as fresh as possible for me.
Absolutely. I've already killed this thing twice. A third time will be a piece of cake.
Ah, a primeira não foi você,
Splendid.
né? Tudo bem.
Understanding the unknown kills any fear it may hold over us. Is this course of action acceptable to you two?
Yes. Sounds good to me. What do you think, Lane? Would that make you feel better?
I suppose that's a sensible way forward. Sorry, big revelation. I need to take some time to process this. Dom, will we analyze the resonance together? I need to prepare my workstation.
One step at a time, my friend.
Of course. The resonance, yes. Good luck, Brynn.
Don't need luck when I've got a team like you behind me.
True. Falar com Dan.
Oh, drat. Wait, no, thoughtless Dom. I am delighted to see you up and about, Brynn.
Are you sure?
I am delighted to see you. And, as it turns out, Lane has just emptied my purse.
Never bet against the alchemist about recovery times.
Indeed. A lesson I have zero regrets about learning, for it means you are up sooner than I would have thought possible.
Jesus amado. Quero muito saber o que aconteceu na fonte, perdi
We
detalhes.
clearly did something at the source. But was it enough?
To stabilize things? Oh, yes. What's become abundantly clear is that the source had been damaged, though we're not sure how. Perhaps a small surge that cascaded into the real surge? That's all in the past, though. The current flow of magic seems to be balanced such that the veil is consuming most of it.
That sounds good, right?
Oh, most definitely. It leaves us at an equilibrium. That is so much better than the alternatives.
O véu parece diferente. Ver se Dan sabe explicar o que houve.
What's going on with the veil?
In retrospect, it's possible the veil was the only thing that stopped the source from outright exploding.
How so?
Its activation pulled and continues to pull, mind you, an enormous amount of magic away from the source. That draw was enough to slow the rush of magic. It's possible the reason the veil went up so suddenly was as an emergency measure.
Será que o arco ainda está funcionando sem mim?
How's our
Descobrir.
little arc friend holding up?
So far, very well. It continues to pacify the raw magic coming from the source, and is self-sustaining as far as we can tell, thanks to your little push. Please don't do that again, by the way. Very dangerous, and we're all terribly fond of you.
O que aconteceu com a tapeçaria? Ver se Dan sabe.
How about the tapestry? No chance we've managed to remove all the tangles?
Alas, not visibly, but I did hear the Axel talking about an effort to restore the tapestry. She dropped your name a few times. They'll make a statue of you someday. Well, unless her political machinations all fall apart. Fewer statues in that case, but that's for the politicians, yes?
Já chega de perguntas. Prosseguir para o que vem depois.
So, what's next for us, do you think?
I have every plan to continue studying the source while I can. The Axel's given me special dispensation. She feels my presence somewhat tempers the ambitions of the High Enchanter. He seems rather keen on becoming the next Spindle, less so on securing a sustainable future for the Enclave. At the same time, I'm told the alchemists are making a hard push for their representative to take the position. Their political jockeying buys me time to poke and prod the Enclave's secrets. I have no complaints. Sola's been teasing me about it incessantly, of course, reminding me to take a breath of all things. Which reminds me I do have some things to attend to, so I won't bend your ear unnecessarily. Here if you need me for anything. Brynn of Carnhaven.
Perfeito. Falar com a área aqui.
Hey, you're up and about.
I am.
Por pouco eu não
And
fico no chão.
thank you for the visits.
I'm sure some would have said, leave her alone, she's recovering, but
You knew I was going crazy just lying around.
figured keeping your brain occupied with updates on how things are out there would help.
Also, therapeutic kisses.
Dois safado.
I'm no alchemist, but those felt like a critical part of your recovery.
Ele disse que estava tudo bem, perguntar se há alguma novidade.
How have you and the other scouts been doing recently?
Exceptionally well. The Surgeborn are still out there, but they're disoriented, scattered, something like that.
That will be easier to deal with for everyone involved.
Yeah, still dangerous, but it's like they're roaming aimlessly and only acting on instinct.
Quero saber como estão as coisas no forte depois da nossa vitória. Perguntar.
How are the people at Cassidon's Hold faring?
Everyone can feel it. Things are different. It's like a pressure we'd all got so used to is lifted.
Perhaps literally.
The raw magic, you mean? Hadn't thought of that, but you're probably right.
Como ele está depois de tudo isso? Ver se ele tá bem.
Tell me about you, Eric. This has been a lot.
On one hand, the scouts are finally being recognized for our use. Not to take any credit from you, but I feel the people see my folks as heroes in a way they never did under Stanold.
And on the other hand?
On the other, I've got you. Us. And that's really all that matters. Hey, you asked.
Já chega de perguntas, prosseguir para o que vem depois.
That all sounds positive. Any thoughts on where we go from here?
Well, first, I want you to know that I love you when I say this.
Okay.
You are not allowed to die or make me think you died anymore.
Oh, spirits. Yes, of course. I can work very hard
Você não é
on
meio
that
tóxico.
staying alive front. Just for you.
All of us? Really? You didn't see the band's faces when the scry cut out. These people adore you. Anyway, beyond that, it's hard to say. I suppose we start to reclaim things. The veil's not down, just stable. We work with that and see what other wild curves this place throws at us. And frankly, I don't think there's much the two of us together can't handle.
O Zef não tá aqui. Ela tá solo.
Now that Casmyn's trading with the Halfsiders, Khan Arteme has reached out to ask if I would forge arms for the Scouts. They've been wearing leftover arc armor all this time. Though I'll have support from the Enclave's smithing guild, it'll be a long project.
Sev won't be teaming up with you on this one.
The Axel has Sev working on the tapestry right now. Besides, I'm just happy to see he's found his calling.
I didn't think it was possible, but he stands a little taller these days.
Me working with the guild, Sev controlling the weather. You kicking major ass at the heart of the Enclave? Who would have thought we'd wind up here when we first passed through the Veil?
Not me. Part of me thought the arc of the stricken earth was going to do me in.
Foi quase.
You had to know you had a chance at winning. We've all come a long way.
Do you ever miss the days when the stakes of the band's adventures were a little lower?
Strangely, not at all. It's been quite the rush. Though give us a few more scares like you did when the scry cut out, and I might change my mind.
Don't worry. I can go without defying death again for at least a little while.
É. É Casmyn.
I'm so glad you're alive, but the Surgeborn Herald could come back any day. Arya doesn't understand. We need the Drake scales, now more than ever.
Skies. We should have gotten you sorted out with a treatment for Era's plague before the source. I will get on it.
Promise. Eu cortei sem querer. Fala com o Zef, eu falo com a Arya.
It is good to see you up and about again.
Thanks, Ev. Nothing keeps me down for long.
No. Even when by all rights you should have died. Seems like all circumstances aside, you saved the day.
Aw, you remembered. So, what's next for you, big guy?
The only thing left for me and Tarza are assassins. So, it looks like I'm staying. Not that the Veil gives us much choice, but you take my meaning.
The Axel will love to have someone with your expertise around.
Yes. I am a better collaborator than Stanil, she tells me. And she's willing to provide whatever I need. Just so long as it stabilizes things, and I mean that politically as well as magically.
She's like my mother. Always thinking about her role more than herself. Still, powerful patron to have on your side.
And unlike my last patron, at least she seems honest about our relationship. We will both benefit from my work.
Falar com a Arya agora. O eixo não tá aqui, né?
I don't know many weavers who could do what you just did and survive. Scratch that. I don't know any.
I feel a bit lightheaded from all the tonics, but otherwise, I'm back up on both feet.
We thought you had...
Darm and the Axel practically tossed me through the loom gate after I made my way back up the rope. They looked pretty shocked. I suppose, even with the tangles disappearing, the odds of me making it out of the chasm were slim.
Let alone surviving what the spindle didn't. You know, channeling your magic into that arc was risky.
Sim, assim como a Ayla também sabia que era arriscado.
She did it for the Enclave. So did I. And you would have done the same.
I can't argue with that. On to the next adventure, then.
On to the next.
On to the next. Ué? Cadê o bicho esquisito? Não falou que eu tinha que enfrentar o bicho de novo. Não falou? Falou pra caralho.
Goodness, you're irrepressible. You've just been to the brink of death and back, but you're already back up and at it. You're allowed to take a break, you know.
I get bored easily. Much rather be out here getting things done.
Well, I'll say this. Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. With the Arc of Verdance doing its work at the source, the raw magic is beginning to dissipate. In time, we'll be able to secure a workspace. Then, we can start repairing the tapestry. Everyone in the hold has begun to look to the future. Many never had a reason to. Children and adults alike, sensing the intoxicating allure of newborn hope.
I know what it's like to watch your people rebuild after dark times. It's hard, but beautiful too.
I've been asked by a citizen committee to establish our first new holiday in decades. Spindle's Day, they want to call it.
Ah. How do you feel about it?
I wish things were different. And I know she would have hated all the attention, but I think it's right.
She'd be really proud of you for stepping up.
I would hope so too. It is the least I can do to honor her memory, day by day. When we met, before your expedition to the source, I was ready to tell you that it was completely reckless. But when you ran through how everyone contributes to your success, that was the moment I knew we might have a chance. I wasn't quite as confident as you, but I at least felt something close to it.
And how about now?
I believe you can do anything you put your mind to. Anything else would be ignoring the incredible achievements of some truly unexpected guests.
I'll let them know you said that.
Please do. As always, I have a great deal on my plate to get back to. Promise me you'll take a break. If
Talvez.
only to spend time with the people you care about.
I will.
You just couldn't take a break, could you? But no. Instead, you had to unearth a revelation so dangerous it could destabilize the entire Maida Basin.
Ué,
Not my fault. Incredible discoveries just fall into my lap.
Right. I admire the work your band did on researching the Herald. Lane, in particular. Hold on tight to them. They're an extremely valuable resource.
Their contributions are tremendous. The alchemy alone. With that, plus the number of times their research has saved our hides, I don't think they could leave the Weaver Band even if they tried. We wouldn't let them.
You would be fools to do so. I wanted to mention, by the way, if you could pass this along, Lane's welcome to visit the Hold anytime. Open invite. I'll always appreciate hearing their thoughts.
I'll pass it along.
Now, I'd better get back to it. Paperwork won't do itself.
ainda bem que meu trabalho não é papelada.
Quite the impressive investigation you and your Ram friend instigated. With those results, we could repair the tapestry and eventually reclaim the underworks.
Isso já
With
foi,
the
filha.
Surgeborn in obvious disarray, now is the time to move.
Happy to help.
I'll reach out to Sev myself and let him know how much I appreciate it. And his expertise. I'm encouraged by the research Sev's done on the tapestry. He has a quick mind.
The opportunity to prove himself outside of the Norians means a lot to him.
We're going to find out what he can do, with a team backing him up. It's key we repair the tapestry as quickly as possible. I shudder to think what might happen if the Ark of Verdance should fail.
Não falhou, filha. Ô, filha da puta.
It seems I owe you and Sebastian a word of thanks.
Unexpected, but you're welcome. What's happening?
Herun has seen fit to approve my involvement in the tapestry repair. As much as it is irksome to be assigned work, I will confess I was getting rather bored and lost in my own thoughts. Something to do will help, I'm sure.
Graças a Deus, mano. Um homem de poucas palavras, hein? Tá aí ainda, filha. Na puta.
You're being unusually quiet. You can't talk. We didn't just cut off your ability to access the scry. The Ark of Verdance must have done something to you at the source. Huh. I wonder what this means.
Ué? Referados dos rebentos para coletar uma ressonância preservada. Limpe os destroços em volta da caixa do enclave. Mas, gente... Tem alguma coisa errada? Eu não tô entendendo. Será que é em Alta Dynevron? Foi dos rebentos. Enquanto eu enfrentava o rebento do surto, a criatura me contou que veio de outro mundo. Mesmo que a revelação tenha me deixado de cabelo em pé, não posso deixar isso para lá. Ainda mais agora que eu a vi ressurgir. Laen, Dem e Oria concordaram que devemos investigar melhor, apesar da Laen estar preocupada com as implicações do outro mundo. Eles pediram para desafiar uma ressonância do padrão do Arauto. Agora que ele voltou. Viajei pro lugar errado? Eu não entendi, mano, onde é essa missão. Eu não entendi o que eu tenho que fazer. Ué. Mano, pelo amor de Deus, velho. Será que é pra matar essas porra? Não. quero ir pra beira do rio. Eu apertei pra ir pra beira do rio. Certo? Certo. Obrigado. Ué. Eu não tô indo pra beira do... Ah, eu tô na beira do rio. Tá certo. Eu não entendi a missão. Onde que tá o cara? Mano, tem um bagulho dourado em algum lugar ali em cima. Mano, entendi. Como que eu vou desafiar o bicho de novo? Deixa eu tentar procurar, vai. Mudança de perspectiva. Caralho, velho, falta 2 missões pra terminar o jogo. Eu quero terminar. Eu preciso achar o bicho. Eu acho que eu preciso dormir até achar a porra do bicho. Não. Tá trampando, teta? Tá ocupado? Dia 37? Entendi, mano. Congelar. Vamos pra lá. Com o tempo gelado, um teco da parte do corpo dele vai ficar... Vai ficar congelado uma parte do corpo dele. Larga, Brynn, caralho! aqui. Quebrar o chifre. Tá que pariu, eu não consegui ir pro peito do cara, mano. Desce, porra. Preciso congelar a mão dele, no corpinho dele, mano. Velho. Ah, velho. Não, 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 não. Dale. Velho, nossa. Não consegui. Um dedinho ficou preso, mano. Por favor, mano, não aguento mais. Pelo amor de Deus, velho. Jesus amado, mano. Oh, não vou botar essa luta final inteira, tá, gente? Mas sabe que provavelmente eu fiquei quase 1h30 nessa porra, tá? E assim, com todo respeito, eu não sei o que fazer com a Casmyn. Então, foda-se a missão da Casmyn também.
Splendid. If you'll let me handle the resonance. Dom, come and look at this. Bryn's brought back the Surgeborn resonance and...
Fascinating. It really is like nothing I've laid hands on.
The Herald was telling the truth, then. About this, at least.
Walk me through it, team.
Dom, do you want to...
Yes. This is the second resonance I've had access to, and I didn't realize before, but it's clearly not of this world. It resembles nothing mentioned in any literature I've ever seen. The Hearthsiders' libraries have nothing about this, not even the Spindle's tomes. Exploring the possibility of other worlds could consume decades of a researcher's life, and they'd barely scratch the surface. It was a theoretical, primary theological pursuit before, but this strand changes everything.
So you're suggesting this is an entirely novel field of research?
That is precisely the fact of the matter, my curly-haired friend.
Não sou pesquisadora, perguntar como essa revelação me ajudaria na natureza. A discussão está ficando muito complexa, trazer de volta para a realidade. A ressonância pode ser perigosa, questionar se é seguro mantê-la no acampamento.
So, for those of us who aren't academics, what's the takeaway here?
Our understandings of the mechanisms of the universe will fundamentally shift as a result of this.
Great. Love that. Does that mean there could be more places like the Source?
Anything is possible. Though, the lack of Surgeborn outside of the Enclave suggests that wounds between worlds are extremely rare.
I see. And what about the resonance I brought back? Is that dangerous at all?
The resonance is self-healing, but beyond that, it seems that some other element dictates the Herald's regeneration. I would not be surprised if you saw it again, but without its connection to home, it will not be able to evolve or adapt.
So the resonance heals itself, but it won't turn into a Surgeborn on its own.
There's something else to worry about. One large thing. What amount of this information are we comfortable sharing? And with whom?
I wish I could draw from weaving history to provide guidance, but something this big has never happened before.
The Axel has always appreciated our transparency. We should tell her first.
I would assume she's busy with her duties as interim leader, but on the other hand, I've no clue. Truly, my font of wisdom runs empty.
I think this one's big enough that we can bother her about it without feeling guilty.
You're right, of course. I'll meet you in Cassidy's hold. I just need to document this while it's fresh in my mind.
And I will continue experimenting. What a wonderful opportunity.
See you in the hold, Lane.
Pronto, tudo tá nível 3. Vou falar com a eixo agora. Fonte de Cassadinha. Cassidã. O que tem aquele cara? Uma mudança de perspectiva.
Good morning, Khan Arteme. Might we trouble you with some questions of a fairly important nature?
You're already here, so you may as well.
This is a pretty big one.
We have learned something astounding about the Surgeborn and the fundamental nature of the Source.
Something new?
Yes. When Brynn was engaged in combat down in the Source, the Herald spoke to her of its origins. It told her it hailed from another world, and at the Source is a celestial wound through which the Surgeborn found their way here.
We thought it might have been lying, trying to throw me off. But recently, we realized it's regenerated. So I killed it again. Took a resonance from its pattern to Lane and Dom and...
It was all true.
all of it.
Dom is very excited about the existence of other worlds and will continue researching, but it sits ill with me.
How so?
You and I spoke at length on how the truth, the whole truth, must be made available to all. But this isn't just some political secret. It changes our approach to everything. Religion, weaving, the way we place ourselves in the world.
I understand. I assume you've thought a great deal about this. Give me a risk assessment.
That's just the thing. Understanding more about the world. It's beautiful. Wonderful. I have enough perspective, however, to know that the same may not be true for others, especially those who have lived here through the Surge. Would it bring peace to their hearts? Would this knowledge shared free to all improve their lives? I fear not. But perhaps I am the fool for thinking that I am wise enough to know what is best for others.
I see. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. First things first, we need to find out what Kenrick knew about this.
What do you want?
I was hoping to draw on some of your memories, if you wouldn't mind. It's in regards to a security matter.
If it's a security matter, then those two shouldn't be privy to it.
That's no longer your call. In the years where you held the Surgeborn Talon in custody, did it ever speak to you of its origins?
I will not incriminate myself.
I'm simply asking a question from someone who's in charge to someone who was in charge.
And you may simply ram that question up where the sun doesn't shine.
You're useless. You may leave.
I'm useless. I'm not the one chasing religious fairy tales about worlds beyond our own.
Ah, te tomar no cu, moleque.
So you knew, and kept it to yourself. That's more than enough from you.
É um arrombado, né?
I'll leave you to your hunt for a desert Akala, then.
Exhausting. I'm sorry about him. As of now, given the services you have rendered us, I believe you deserve a little trust. So I'll listen to what you think I should tell our people of the Herald and the worlds beyond ours and whatever else.
It's humbling to have earned such trust, and we won't squander it. Before I speak, do you have any thoughts on this, Brynn?
Não consigo parar de pensar nos que encontram conforto na fé, falar sobre eles. Dan não pode fazer isso sozinho, pensar nas possibilidades de pesquisa. Vim para matar irmãos, não escrever tese, deixar isso pra lá, hein.
I don't really believe in higher intelligences, but a lot of people do. From the Church of the Hallowed Pyre to the Tarzan gods, religion brings structure to people's lives. I'm afraid that if we told everyone the whole truth, it would destroy that structure. And when frameworks fail, the opportunists swoop in.
Very true. We experienced that ourselves. Now, Lane?
Brynn covered some of what I've been musing over, but for the sake of completeness, I'll recap it all with my own thoughts. Three major facets of this problem loom in my mind. First, that of the research possibilities. Keeping this revelation under lock and key would obviously gatekeep untold numbers of discoveries. Second, that of those who adhere to the various religions around the Maida. I fear that disclosing the existence of other worlds to the public at large could upset a great many people at best, and trigger a holy war at worst. They have been waged on far smaller provocations than this. Finally, and most importantly, so many of the problems we've encountered here have been because people kept secrets. Whether they were forced to keep them or not, the existence of those secrets significantly hamstrung our efforts to learn about the Enclave. If I had any choice in the matter, I would change that status quo in a heartbeat.
Now is your chance. If you want to seize the moment, I will respect your choice.
The irony is that I find myself faltering on the precipice, because I've now been presented with truly dangerous knowledge. Before I entered the Enclave, before we undertook this wondrous journey, I would have been adamant that everyone know each intimate detail. But now, I believe we must find an acceptable truth to share. But not the whole truth.
What do you have in mind, then?
Subject to your approval, we start by telling your people the story of the source, the entire truth, barring that of the breach. Then we tell the people that, as it stands right now, the monster they saw at the Grand Gate is eternal. But, more importantly, we are working on ways to combat it. We keep its true origins close to our chest. Knowing how to contain the Surgeborn is much more important. For now, we tell part of the truth. We share select details and let the people weave their own interpretations. We control the narrative by allowing conflicting narratives to spread. And one day, the denizens of the Maida may be ready to know the full truth. Is that acceptable to you, Karnatame?
Yes, it is. And might I say, you would have made an amazing politician had you stayed in Udea.
That's kind of you to say. But I have too strong a moral core to do that kind of work.
Very understandable. It's not for everyone. Nevertheless, I will communicate our story to the public. Let's hope the ensuing chaos is limited. I'd like to build trust again.
It's the right thing to do.
Lane, Brynn, thank you for your time and assistance.
It has been our everlasting pleasure, Karnatame.
What is it now?
I know we've had our differences, but your daughter was helping my friend before she...
Don't.
I was wondering if you could finish what she started. Our quartermaster is in a lot of pain. She's suffering from a condition called Era's Plague. I've brought everything needed to make a sleeping balm.
I suppose I can prepare the balm for you. Here you are. And I've written down the recipe for your alchemist so that you don't need to bother me again.
Thank you so much.
Have your quartermaster rub a little of the balm on her forehead, temples, and wrists before she goes to sleep. She'll fall into a deep slumber.
I hope she's willing to try this.
For what it's worth, I hope your quartermaster recovers.
Oh, thank you.
Is that all then? You've taken up enough of my time.
Toma no cu, moleque. Volto pra casa.
We all wanted to come together to support you, Casmyn, however we can. Do you think you're ready to talk about what's going on?
I guess I have been feeling not so great lately. It's hard. I don't know how to tell you what's going on in my mind. Or if I even should.
We're not here to judge. We're here to listen.
You can tell us anything.
It started a while after we came through the veil. Not right away. You all know me. I'm a rock in a crisis. But the aftermath... It's hard for me to come down. Actually, I crashed to pieces in it. I should be stronger, but...
You are strong, Kaz. Falling apart sometimes doesn't change that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it these days. After the Surgeborn escaped, I just started getting these... thoughts. Visions. So vivid. They feel like premonitions. Our campsite. Being razed to the ground in the night. Scrambling to find our gear under attack. Each of us being killed, one by one. And this voice, howling in my ear that it will all be my fault. Unless I do everything in my power to prepare us for it. I know that sounds crazy. But these visions and that voice, it's been getting louder. It keeps me awake all hours of the night. By dawn, everyone else is asleep, even Dam. I'm alone and exhausted. Counting supplies over and over and over. Unable to stop.
That must be lonely.
It is. Opening up to you about this is physically painful. Even while we're talking, that voice keeps going. In the spaces between my words, in every pause, it howls at me for being pathetic and incompetent. How come I'm the only one drowning inside this place? No matter what happens, all of you are able to keep doing your jobs. I mean, I'm the only freak going off the deep end. How stupid is that?
Não é bombardera, ela que é corajosa. Estamos aqui para ela, lembrá-la que ela não está só.
This is nothing to be ashamed of. I know that's easier said than done, but no one thinks less of you for any of this. You can't scare us away. We will be by your side through worse storms than this.
I don't know how you're all still standing by me. But the fact that you are must count for something.
What if we cleaned out the caravan for you while you go rest? Brynn will sit with you until you fall asleep.
I don't know. I don't think I can sleep right now.
I have something that will help.
Ah, vai.
A sleeping balm from the Eye, of all people.
Would you be open to trying it?
Maybe, but I'm afraid of what will happen if I go to sleep.
I won't let anything happen. I promise. Do you trust me?
I do. But I've made such a mess of the caravan. I can't let you guys be the ones to clean it up.
We've got this, Casmyn. It's okay.
All right. Thank you. This isn't working. I should go help with the caravan.
Shh. Kaz, they're fine. You need to sleep.
But what if Aurea throws away the grains Dan likes for breakfast? Or the sapling uses to rebind their books? Or...
She won't.
I can't just lie here. My skin is crawling. I feel like I might burst if I don't move.
How about we breathe together? Just try it with me.
Fine.
We're lucky. The Axel and I have opened up trade between our band and the Hearthsiders to support Sev's work with the aeroliths. She seems lighter since you got back from the source. Maybe the celebration she's planning with the Hearthsiders is bringing her peace after all. The relief efforts showed me it's difficult to pinpoint when a community is coming out of crisis. But there is one common marker. People start putting things on their calendar again. Could be as small as an appointment with your local apothecary, or as big as sending invitations to your wedding. You can't plan for the future when tomorrow's not a guarantee. You think the Hearthsiders are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel? Not even close. But they're starting to live again regardless. Hey, how you feeling? I'm okay. I don't feel amazing. In fact, I feel pretty fragile, to be honest. But sleeping helped. Actually, everything you did helped. I don't want to pretend I'm feeling on top of the world right now, or like all my problems are solved. They're not. I know I've got a long road ahead of me, but finally saying out loud all the madness in my mind, and not being shunned or rejected for it. It's like all these awful visions lost some of their power over me. Sounds like you should keep sharing with us then, so we can have every opportunity to accept you as you are. Yeah. Why did you do all that for me?
Me preocupo muito com ela, dizer a ela o quanto ela faria o mesmo por todos nós, dizer a ela que esse é o motivo.
You mean a lot to me, Casmyn. I do? Yes, of course. You mean a lot to me too. I would do everything I just did and more for you 1,000 times over. I'm not sure I'm deserving of all that. You are, Casmyn. Would you mind reminding me of that sometimes? Every day, if you'd like.
Every day, if you like. Uma mudança de perspectiva.
I feel as if a great weight has been lifted from my shoulders. When one begins to live their life beyond dusty old tomes, they must reckon with the complexities that are part and parcel of lived experience. Which is to say, you have truly been an agent of change in my life, Brynn. In wonderful ways, of course.
Well, you're not so bad yourself.
I try my best, but really, I feel good.
How are you feeling about your research as a whole?
Excellent. I'm going to chronicle everything. Even if some of it may not see the light of day for some time, I have faith that it will, someday. And when it does, it will be useful to those who need it.
And what about that? Keeping it under wraps, I mean.
I suppose I have learned a sense of nuance. In Udea, keeping secrets was like breathing, but almost every secret was trivial or petty at best. And, more importantly, kept as a means through which to exert power. That was Kenrick's approach too. Power through secrets. Whereas I would hope that my reasons to keep secrets are driven by a sense of care and kindness. Do you think so?
I do. And more importantly, I know you're the kind of person to seek outside accountability if you need it.
With you and everyone else at my back, my worries are now few and far between. All that remains is to continue my research. And I'll need you to keep bringing back items of interest, of course.
I won't stop looking for things to bring home. Don't you worry.
Then I won't keep you.
Eu não prometo não.
Adventuring.
Gente. É aqui que a nossa jornada acaba.